How we doing, ladies and gentlemen? Hope we're doing okay. We've got a hell of a night ahead. OpTic versus Faze. I'm going to put this up in one corner. I'm going to have this down in the other. Oh man, do we got a night. And let me pop this out. And bang. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Turn on the face cam. Bang. Still can't believe I like 100-degree weather. I do. What can I say? Ugh. I like the heat. If you can't take the heat, in the words of Ludacris, get the fuck out the kitchen. Please tell me everybody here knows what song that is referencing. I pray to God that people know what song that's referencing.
Perfect.
What up, what up?
What's up?
I apologize for the person I'm about to be over the course of this podcast. It is OpTic versus Faze at Call of Duty Championships right now. This is like... You want to talk about like my esports rivalry? This is it. I remember driving from Pennsylvania back to North Carolina from like spring break or some shit. 7-hour drive, and X Games was on. It was OpTic versus Faze in the finals, and I'm sitting there listening to it screaming in my car, driving through the state of Virginia.
That's awesome. Oh, sorry, I had to check on my dog.
Yeah, been there.
He's loving this weather.
The heat?
Yeah, he loves sitting outside in the heat. He's a psycho.
Oh, so is mine. She'll lay like belly up on the black asphalt when it's 100 degrees.
Yep. And people like our neighbors will just be looking at him like so confused, and I'm like, dude, I'm about to put up a sign that says he's happy.
Yeah, he ain't dead. Don't worry. Like,
yeah, this is. I have opened this door 3 times, and every time he has stayed right where he's at. He's as happy as a dog can be, just chilling.
Can't say I'm surprised. Have you?
Wait, I gotta change his role really quick.
Wait, whose role?
Rin.
Oh boy, did he get out of the cuck chair?
So they gave him the European role. So I asked him, there are 2 right answers. Who's the greatest basketball player ever? Thinking he'd know the joke, or just know my name. He'd put MJ or put Larry Bird for Blue's constant joke. He didn't put either. So then I put, what is the airspeed velocity of a European swallow? And he put with a coconut or without, and I put, you've won. You've done it. And he got devoted to NA.
Oh god.
That's all it takes. The fact he knows that joke, instant win in my book.
I love the amount of power that we've now given you over the Discord for the cuck chair role and the question, the absurdity that can come with it.
I didn't even give him the cuck chair role because I didn't see when he pinged you. He apparently has had it for like 4 days because we all forgot he was given the cuck role. So he's just had it. And somebody mentioned he's had it forever. I can't remember who it was, Ark or Catman said he's had it forever. And I was like, oh shoot, we need to go take it off. And then I gave him devoted to NA. He said he liked being in the cuck role, so I gave it back to him. And then Healy said, "No, I'm taking it away from you and giving you the LEC fan role." And he gave him that. And he was like, "I don't even like LEC."
Oh god. See, I leave the Discord for a week and it goes to utter chaos.
Yep.
Ugh.
Hey, we've done a lot of good.
I'd say we have.
We made a whole what is it? We made a whole politics channel.
Yep. Keeps it separate.
Yeah.
That way people don't get pissed off in general and like have to worry about, trying to figure out how to pronounce our mayor's name. By our I mean like
Yeah.
the New York City mayor's name. That was wild, by the way. You want to know who I have insane amount of respect for?
Who?
The people canvassing on Tuesday. It was 102 degrees in the city.
Oh my
And
lands.
people were out 102 degrees in the city is about like 110, 114 with like the amount of like city heat just like bouncing off the buildings and coming down. They were out there all day. Same people when I had started the morning were there whenever I got off work. And they're like, "Hey, are you going to vote today?" It's like, "I live in Jersey. I can't." They're like, "No problem. Have a great day." And it's like, "Okay." They were all nice about it. And then the upset happened, thank God. So we'll see.
Yeah, he has a lot of interesting stuff. I know we're not supposed to talk about that.
I don't give a shit.
But I've been listening to his stuff.
It's the mayor
it's
of the city that I
interesting.
fucking work in. So like I'm sorry. Like I'm gonna have a
Well, he's, if we're being real, he's like the mayor of the at least top 2 most influential cities in America.
Yep.
Kind of an interesting.
It is. And have you seen the video about him trying to get halal back down to $8?
Really?
Yes, I love it. So basically the premises behind it is
So like the markets or the carts,
like the halal carts, yeah. So in order for them to sell their food on the streets, they need a permit. And currently the permits kind of go through like a third party person who charges them $22,000 for the permit. So they had to jack up the price of their halal from like 8 to like 11, $12. And if you get a city given permit, it's $400. So as mayor, he's trying to go. He's got 3 bills that are that he's proposing that would speed through some of these licenses, especially for parts that are already out there, so that we can eliminate the absurd fees that they have to pay, which the cost gets passed on to us, and get halal back down to $8-9. And it's like, yep, I'm done. I'm good. That's it. That's all I need to hear on that front. Obviously, there's a ton of other like actual political reasons, but I'm just saying like the halal, like that's like a very easy go-to that every New Yorker is going to be like, bro, I used to be able to go to fucking Halal Guys on Fifth Ave and get my halal for $8, and now it's fucking 12 in the course of like 3 years. What the fuck happened? And
yeah, no, there was who was it? Because that reminds me, I can't remember which one it was. It's the one before Mike Pence. I can't remember his name. He's the president of Purdue now. He did so many things that I was like, what is he doing? But he worked really hard to make Mitch Daniels. He was the governor of Indiana. His like big thing he did that I've always been like, thank you every time I go, is he added these electronic like things to the BMV where you can just walk in and like redo your tags or redo like certain things without ever like having to actually go in or do it online just from your house. And when he did that, it was like registration with vehicles and stuff. And I was like, I have no idea what else he did because when he was governor, I did not care at all about life. But I was like, because he was like in the 12s to 16s, like I was in high school, I was chilling. I did not matter to me what happened. But I was like, thank you for that one. You were a real one for that one because I hate going through this stuff. It's always funny to see what little things people do because that permit thing will be huge for like so many people.
Oh, dude,
if he can speed it up.
And you eliminate the middle guy. You eliminate like the profit, like the extreme profit greed that sits in the middle, which is like, yeah, it should be common fucking sense.
Yep.
I was just worried because there's a lot of like high-powered Democratic money here that will push the establishment. So the fact that he overcame that is wild. And now we've had like between his campaign and AOC's campaign, like 2 pretty monumental things happen in the last 10 years in terms of New York City politics, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
But
It's gonna be. I mean, a lot of establishments been destroyed lately in politics just because of the, I guess, the goofiness of it all. But
all right,
oh, it makes me
let's
sad.
move on from politics though. I know we got so many fucking things to talk about, and I've got Love Island later, which I know you don't watch Love Island, but for those that do, holy shit, bro. I'm sure you've seen the memes at this point. There's no way you haven't. It's taken over everything.
Yeah, I've seen some.
Okay. Yeah, it's that big of a cultural phenomenon. But we got MSI this weekend. Does it feel like MSI's here?
Yeah. I mean, I've kind of been in a up and down since Hallie's knee just ripped to shreds in front of my very eyes in the game 7.
Oh, I forgot.
That was
I
kind of
forgot that
brutal.
happened in the
Yeah.
meantime. Oh
Yeah.
god.
That was brutal. Like, to be honest though, his tweet after the game, like, totally reset me to go, I can wait a year.
Yep.
Like, just completely reestablished why that man transcends. That's why he's a superstar low key. Like, that tweet went so big, so fast, and I was like, he really is, bro. He just transcends the game.
Yep.
Like, he's one of those guys who is bigger than basketball. Because he tweets, they were, like, he put in it, and for the people saying, would you do it if you had a choice to do it again? I would do it again and again and again, and I would keep tearing my knee. And I was like, bro, he gets what the fans want to hear, though. He was like, I would keep doing it until I'm dead, bro. And I was like, he gets it. I mean, his tweet of him after surgery has 628,000 likes on Twitter. That's insane
Oh
for an
my
Indiana
God.
point guard, bro.
That's
That's
nuts.
crazy. I mean, that's crazy for anything, to be honest. That's like, that's what is it? The soccer dudes get on a normal tweet. That's crazy work.
Can we also okay, I know Adam Silver said they're looking into it. But what is causing this absurd amount of Achilles tears?
I think this is my like off the cuff theory is 3 years ago they made a rule that you have to play 65 games a year to get all NBA, and all NBA is tied to your maxes and super max tiers.
Hmm.
So if you don't get all NBA, you don't get 65 million a year. You only get 55, which I mean, still a ton of money.
10
But they
million.
want that extra 10 mil. So you have to play more games and you get less rest. And the NBA has like way upped back to backs, and they instituted this rule after that and never really lowered back to back games. And I think that could be part of it. Also part of it, which the theory that players are just stronger and they're jumping more and they're causing more pressure on their joints. I don't think that works when you look at a Halliburton or
No.
a Damian Lillard.
No.
I don't think either of them are strong enough to be transcending what any other player in the past has been doing. Like, they're just not. That excuse makes sense for NFL players, right? Because NFL players are so freaking strong now. It makes sense when they cut really hard. It puts more pressure than an ACL can hold. Doesn't really make sense for Halliburton or Damian Lillard.
Yep.
But I think what is it? I was trying to think. Well, yeah, I get Achilles isn't the knee, but Achilles is like highly tied to your
the
knee
tendon. I mean,
function.
look,
Yeah, and all that jazz.
it's your leg, anything below the waist, it's your leg, whether it's knee,
Yeah.
calf, whatever. Because
Yeah.
it's what a calf injury.
But I get
Calf
what you mean. That
injury.
is true.
Because it's what calf strains lead to the weakening of it, which allow.
Yeah.
What I forget what the explanation was, but like, ugh, I felt bad. I like it's a problem that the NBA's now got to deal with because it's like in football you can look at the turf, and like the turf has been like one of the main things that has been causing these injuries. You look at the turf at MetLife Stadium, Minnesota a little bit as well. It's like you're cheaping out on that, and there's an easier fix for this because it never used to happen. But like the NBA, like just this spiked up so bad recently. Like now, like every team, like it feels like the last few years, like injuries have always been a part of the NBA playoffs, but it feels like as of late, whoever can fucking survive survives.
Yeah,
But there's always a team that goes down with some sort of injury in the playoffs. Always. And it's like
I
I don't remember
think
it being the case
yeah.
back in like 2012 to like 2018. I don't remember that being that big of a problem.
I think what hurt worse than anything is that he was 3 of 4 from 3.
Yeah. He
And
was on
like you could
fire.
tell the man wanted it. Like he was doing it for him, the city, whatever you want to say. But he was going crazy. And I felt like, I mean, really everybody did, but me as a Pacers fan and Pacers fans in general got robbed of watching a legend become a legend in front of our eyes. And now it sucks doubly that at 20, like age was his big thing. He's only 25. Now we don't get to watch him play until he's 27.
Yeah.
Like we're skipping 26, which kind of sucks. But it is a weird thing that it is happening more now. I mean, I like what Lunar's idea is, like season tournament. Yeah, you don't need. I mean, you could lessen the games maybe, but that'll never happen because of TV deals.
Yeah. TV media
So
rights blocks that.
I
So.
think you have to take out the All NBA rule because you can't make your best players play this much, and like some of them need the rest, and I know that's upsetting to people to hear that like players need rest and all that, but they do. I mean, there's a ton
Lunar.
of TV.
So TV deals. Yeah, but you're still the NBA is still making whenever they make these deals, you're promising a certain amount of airtime whenever you make them. So like whether it's regional or national, and there is national tied to this, which includes like ABC, ESPN. There's a certain amount of games that are promised to each of them, which relate to the overall package. You were promising them a total amount of hours, and with that, I mean, you could technically adjust the schedule, but like it's very difficult to.
It's also a complete breach on the regional ones.
Yeah, because
So
again,
the
same thing.
regional
They are
ones
still
could just
promised
cut
a
their
certain amount of
deals.
time at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Because they need like the trade off to this is like you are selling the NBA. The NBA is selling to them, and they're willing to buy it because it brings an audience to their network and to their programs that they can then put stuff, whether it's advertisements during it or shows afterwards that they're trying to prop up to be their own like individual things. So like
Yep.
the lead in after NFL football, the program you put in right after that is always important because that's going to get an absurd amount of viewership cashing over. So you put new shows, you put shows that you want to see if they can take off immediately afterwards. And then if they gain their own audience, then you shift them to other nights. And that way, like it can go from there. So like, for example, Big Bang Theory immediately followed whenever it came out, before it was like this mega popular show, it immediately followed a show called Two and a Half Men with Charlie Sheen. Two and a Half Men was like one of the most popular comedy shows of the early to mid 2000s. They did the first season there because it's like, okay, this is a great lead-in show with a similar audience. We're going to push it in. Once it had a good enough audience on its own, they moved it to its own night entirely. It's like, okay, this show can now like carry an entire night of programming and take over everything else, which is great. So you're using sports to build up other shows as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just just to put into context why placement of shows, why number of hours are important. Like there's a whole bunch of factors that go into it. So yeah, it is way harder to change this once you've signed a deal than it is the other way around. Even if it's for the best interest of the players, unfortunately, money's money, and that's just how the world works. So
yep.
OpTic 1, map 1, by the way, 250 to 205 hard point for those following the series with me.
Wow.
OpTic and Faze,
but it is
one series different all time, by the way. It's like 36 to 35. It's like one of the most absurd stat lines you'll ever see in your life.
It's hard to I mean there's so much money that goes into it. I don't know if the NBA will ever lower the amount of games to protect players. And the players probably aren't going to want to give up their money because they're contractually obligated to play all those games. So they would have to give up the money too. Still no in-season tournament wins. Nope. I think I'm okay without those though. Don't really care. But they're not going to give up their money, so it's just never going to go away because it just won't work. But overall, I will say, like, it's so weird, man. Like losing that was heartbreaking, but knowing that we have a guy, it's crazy how much it changes your outlook
Yep.
when you have a dude that good. Even if he's coming back from an Achilles, right? Like it's just so weird because it's like I'm not even that mad.
No.
Like I'm still sitting here like
Because your
KD
future's
came
bright.
back fine. Yeah, Achilles injuries aren't what they used to be. Like they used to be this thing that, crushed you and made it impossible. But it's not that anymore. It's fine.
Yep.
Like it's kind of wild. And now that in the gap year, everybody's like, "What are we gonna do in the gap year?" It's like, bro, now we get to literally watch Benedict Mathurin, whether or not he is that guy. Because I think some people don't realize when bro in the last game he dropped like 24 something. He's only 23 years old, bro,
Yep.
and he's hitting 20-point games in the finals. Like, I really do have some belief in this team to go far in the future. And it's hard not to. I mean, when you look how close they got, they were one game away. Like, I really don't feel too bad. So, I don't know. Life surprisingly became good very fast when I just didn't what is it, pout
Yep.
and be a brat. And I actually just accepted we still stand a chance, so who cares?
Good for you. Happy for you. How did your guys' draft go
Yeah.
last night? Did you get anybody good?
We didn't have a pick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sold it.
Yeah, we traded it for a pick next year.
Ah, smart.
They did it the game before the finals too. So it was like they low key like were picking insurance for if Hallie went down. They were like, huh? I don't know.
You see the
But it'll
graphic I
work
just
out.
sent you on Discord?
Yes.
Tell me
I
it's
don't really
not.
get what it means.
The dots are wins. It's series wins
Oh,
versus
against
one
each
another.
other.
The
Oh
fact
god.
the fact that it is one apart and OpTic has only won. Do you see 25-20 or 2025 2024?
Yeah.
The only win was at Champs last year.
Oh.
That's the only
Well,
time
that's
we've
the most
beaten.
important one.
Exactly. It's the only time we've beaten FaZe in the last 2 years. And it was to win it all. And it'd be great if we
Yeah,
lose to them all year again. And then
that's
beat
fair.
FaZe at Champs again. We are like FaZe would be the fucking Gen G of Call of Duty at that point. Like quite literally, I think it's like the most accurate comparison I can possibly think of.
Hmm.
But all right, give me your winner. Give me your crystal ball prediction. Put it on the line. Who is
For
winning
MSI?
MSI?
I think Genji. I think that's the easiest pick to make. It's not very hard.
Over who in the finals? I think that's the more challenging one.
Ugh, now you're making it difficult. I don't watch enough China anymore to know.
I don't think anybody watches enough China anymore to know.
It's hard to get a hold of it, one, and two, it's like it's a lot of time to watch all the league's highlights, and LCK is the best, so you might as well just watch those. They're easy to watch, and their announcers are in English and all
Well, to
that
be fair, the
jazz. So
LPL English does like their own thing, but
yeah. But they've wait, what?
they've been defunded.
No, yeah, I was just going to. Okay, well that sucks. I went to the power rankings to pull up our current power rankings for MSI. Not an option still right now.
They shut down the power rankings, like the global.
No, there's power rankings up. My bad. I meant they have a tag for first stand,
Yep.
They had a tag where you could just see those teams. Do not have that tag for MSI yet. We are how many hours away, and we can't just click a tag to see who's the power rankings for just MSI teams.
I mean, I know they
I
put a
feel
tweet
like
out on it. It's like Gen G is 1, Billy is still sitting there at 3, T1 is 4.
yeah.
I'm just reading this off for everybody. Anyone's Legend is 5, FlyQuest is 7, G2 is 9, MCoy is 18, CTBC Flying Oysters 15.
It's crazy. Well, I don't want to be a hater of our own people,
Go ahead. No,
but
go ahead.
Why is an A and EU rated so high? It feels like.
Well, I mean, because we did make top 8 at Worlds. It's like those teams, like
Ah, that's fair. Okay, good point.
FlyQuest does carry that weight over. It's not like any of the none of the other teams towards the top did that.
Yeah.
First stand definitely didn't help to a certain extent, but
Yeah, that's the only reason I'm kind of confused because FlyQuest is very high up there, and I feel like that would have brought NA down in general, but I guess it didn't. Really?
the power ranking. I mean, the problem with these is we just do not see enough international play. So it's like we can sit here and be like, yeah, great, FlyQuest
True.
is 7, and it's like, is that accurate? I don't know. Like you can't get a real sense of it at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel comfortable with it with us being like below the 4 Asian teams and above the rest. Like I've seen the amount of people that I've seen putting FlyQuest like the bottom of their fucking B tiers is pathetic, in my opinion.
That is weird. And not to avoid the question, Gen G, I'm gonna be boring here. Gen G versus T1, Gen G wins.
That's not boring. You're saying that Gen G beats T1 in their first ever international best of 5 with Chovy in the lineup like that.
Yeah.
Like
I guess
I don't think you understand the
up.
demon that T1 is for Gen G on the international stage. So you predicting that win is actually a lot more bolder than you think.
Okay, well you're right. You're starting to sell me on my own thought. I was thinking I was boring, but like I just don't know. I can't. Well, China always makes an MSI final. That's what's making this hard. But it feels
not only
like
that, but Tabe has also never missed an MSI final.
Really?
Yeah, I think they said Tave's
every time that Tabe
has ever made MSI, he's never missed finals.
Yeah. Man.
All I'm saying is Gen G and Chovy are probably praying that they don't have to play against T1. Because I don't care.
I wonder if Canyon helps with that.
What, Gen G?
Yeah, I know he was there last year, but Gen G does have a lot of vets now.
I mean, they do.
Who I would think wouldn't.
Don't ask me why, but like Owner, when he steps on the international stage, whenever it's time to play Gen G, it's like, okay, I'm about to put you in a fucking St. James Cross or St. Charles Cross, whatever the fuck the name is, and I'm about to beat you till you're red. Like,
yeah,
Owner is the most clutch player on the international stage, including over fucking Canyon whenever he needs to be. But if T1 doesn't make it to that point, then it's all mute and irrelevant anyways.
Mm-hmm. Here's a question for you. Who wins the winner's bracket play-in? Like, who's the first team to get out of play-ins?
I don't want to go with the boring answer. Okay, the boring answer is obviously BLG. So I'm going to throw it off the wall. CTBC Flying Oyster. Or, sorry, GAM.
GAM?
No, I don't know. It's got to be
Why
BLG.
GAM?
It's got to be BLG.
G2 if it's not BLG,
no,
right?
I just think, look, G2, this roster is not bad, but just... I don't know if I have faith in Skumon to step up on the international stage like that.
Do you think there's any world that Furia pushes them?
So I talked to Henrik earlier today, and that'll be a part of my video tomorrow, previewing the day. And he basically said it is all on top jungle for them. Which I think if you're going to beat G2, taking advantage of Skumon seems like the way to do it. Do I think that their top laner is going to be able to get an advantage over BB? Probably not. Their mid laner apparently just nullifies. Think of like a Blippo in a way, but kind of mid lane, where he's not going to get an advantage over Caps, obviously, but he can shut him down and like just nullify him to the point where then jungle can take over the game. And their ADC is a stud. Choker, but a stud. And he believed that it would be probably Furia taking a game in both of their series that they play, but they're probably going down pretty quick.
Okay.
But ThinkHard's only ever lost one game to G2. So take that for what you want.
ThinkHard is their coach?
ThinkHard is their coach.
Whoa. That's not a name I expected to hear.
Yeah, he took a bunch of young guns and basically did like a Brazilian NRG.
Yeah. Well, good for him.
So,
dude, that's crazy.
Yeah. They apparently weren't expected, like, it. Put it this way, Furia's story is apparently very similar to NRG from 2023. Where, like, C9 was the better team, like, all year.
Yeah.
And then just for whatever reason, NRG stepped up and was clutch. And then going into the international tournament, obviously everybody's still like, oh, C9's probably still the better team, even if NRG won on the day. So it's like, if the same thing's happening here, we saw what happened at Worlds last time. That storyline progressed. So all I'm saying is, do I believe that Furia can win? No. Do I think BLG is going to smash everybody in play-ins? Yes, absolutely. Would I love to see an upset, and would it be amazing to see Furia beat G2 in that first matchup? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's also crazy they're all Brazilian.
Yep.
What a rare, like, team. I feel like there's always Koreans on a team. There's something. That's kind of cool that they just have a Brazilian lineup out there.
Apparently,
it's fun.
People are really bought in on the organization and how they're handling their like internal promotions, GM, everything else. Like I'll save it for the video tomorrow. People can check it out. But yeah, apparently it's
a lot of good things about them.
Apparently a lot of good things.
Good.
I am curious. I'm checking right now to see what the ticket sales are like for tomorrow. It's saying that there's not many seats left. I don't know how much I believe that. No, there's a good bit of open seats still at the stadium tomorrow, which I kind of figured. They're not opening
up. Doing my part. My bad.
What?
I mean, if I was a real fan, I'd be there.
It's in Canada. It's in the Pacific Northwest of Canada. There's a good bit of seats sold. Definitely a good amount of seats sold. But
it's in Vancouver, right?
Yeah.
Let's see if I wanted to fly to Vancouver today.
Oh, there are a lot of seats open on the sides, though. All right, so tomorrow is going to be a fairly quiet day at the arena, I feel like.
Unfortunate.
Which I get it. Hey, Friday, first day. Actually, let me check Saturday. Let's see what Saturday looks like. June 28th. I'm assuming there should be a lot less seats available. I was wrong. There are a lot of seats available on Saturday. I know finals is sold out.
Is it?
Yeah, to my understanding, finals is pretty much sold out at this point.
Nice.
So, at least that's good. We got that going. Nice.
I wish I could fly there and go. I mean, I know I could. That would just be a bit of money. But
by a bit of money,
what's a flight to Seattle? Let's see. Can't be that bad, right? It's actually not that bad.
Yeah, tickets are entirely sold out for finals. So
$440 drive across the border.
The thing that I will say with this tournament is that I think it's going to grow pretty good, which is nice. And that's what you expect for MSI in the same location, for basically 3 straight weeks. Like, people are not going to attend as much at first, but then the second the main teams come, then it'll start selling out a little bit more. OpTic, by the way, up 2-0 over Faze.
Wow.
At champs.
It cost me more to fly to Boise.
2-0.
I tried to see because Sam isn't home. So I was like, man, I should book a last-minute flight and go watch some League in person. Nope. Too much. That's tough.
Save it for Worlds next year. I'll get you a press pass.
Yeah, that's actually a real thing though. I should do.
Shocks asked
I
me
need to
the
save
other
some
day,
vacation days.
or Shock said something. I messaged her real quick, and
Hmm.
she was like, "I'll see you at MSI." I was like, "Nope, no, you won't. Sorry, I'll see you at Worlds. Hopefully you're at
Yep,
Worlds, but I will not see you at MSI, unfortunately. One day I'll get the Shocks collab. We'll have a TikTok out.
that is a quite a drive. I looked at driving.
It's got to
I
be.
don't
I'm
know.
guessing like 18 hours.
Yeah, it was. Let me go back. I need to look again. It was 20 something
20. Oh, fuck that.
from my house.
No thanks. I'm good.
Let me make sure. Oh, nope, nope. I misremembered that. Add 10. 34-hour drive
34 hours to Vancouver.
from my house. Yeah. I mean, I'm in
Holy.
Indiana, so that's
So how far is it from New
is
York
what it
City to
is.
there? Driving.
I mean, it is 2,300 miles.
Jesus
So,
Christ.
where's a good place in New York City to like pick?
Times Square.
Don't dock yourself, I guess.
Times Square.
I just put New York in general. It picked the middle of New York City.
Yep.
That would take you 3,000 miles at 44 hours. This route has tolls. This route crosses a country/region. Yeah, it should. Your destination is in a different time zone. Well, I'd hope so.
Hey, the good news is
If
you're
I'm-
going so far that you shaved 3 hours off that time. So you know what? You say 40 hours. I say 37. Okay?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
a win. But you know what? When driving
not
back, that
bad.
means it's 44 or 43.
It's 44, so you'd
Oh,
turn
40.
it
So
into a good
41, 47.
41, and then it would be 47 on the way home. I mean, that's
The
only a 2-day
European mind
drive.
could not comprehend.
No.
It's the next country over. The next country over. Like
Yeah.
that's got to be insane. Right? Like one of the farthest drives from like country to country. Like country or
Yeah.
city to city between like countries that are next to each other, it's got to be like one of the longest. Other than like Maine, like you tack on like obviously the extra bit of the Northeast.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I mean, yeah, America's just freaking huge, and I'm sure that is very whack to Europeans.
Yeah. Well,
Or
somebody
it doesn't
did.
make sense.
I always love the TikTok videos of like Europeans doing like that website that will let you stretch U.S. states and put them on top of Europe,
Yeah.
and then they realize that Texas is the entire fucking size of Europe, but it's just because of how like the
Yeah,
map
the
has to like shrink
goofy.
everything to fit on a globe.
Yeah.
That it's like, oh, it's actually way bigger than I thought it was. It's like, yeah, it is. Like America's fucking huge. And you wonder why we're on different planets from each other.
Yeah, and I don't even think isn't America smaller than Canada? It's just Canada doesn't have any livable land,
Correct. Canada's
so it's
massive. I
like
think
worthless.
is Canada the largest country in the world? Or is Russia?
Gotta be Australia, no? Or no, Russia, yeah, 100% it's Russia.
Russia's
Gotta
got to be
be.
because Russia. I was trying to remember where Russia sits in terms of like closeness
Russia
to the
has the
equator.
same thing. They just have a bunch of unlivable land and then they live in it anyways, because they're psychos up there.
Oh,
But
man.
don't think that'll save you, Russia. We've been in worse. Don't get too cocky.
Oh god, he's trying to
Just
bring
because
that
it was too cold for Germans doesn't mean America can't figure it out.
Yep.
No.
Hey, we had to brave
That
it
would
for
be
the
so
Revolutionary War.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Valley Forge would be easy mode compared to a Russian winter.
It is, but I feel like the volatile swings would be pretty
True.
substantial because like you gotta realize like they were fighting what all the way down to fucking North Carolina, Virginia. So you get the heat of that in the summer, and
Yeah.
then you get the cold of the Northeast if you get a bad winter.
Yeah.
Yeah, Russia might be cold, but you ain't got the swings like that.
Well, that's a big reason why America has like such big differences in their branches, because that's why we were able to send like the Navy and the Navy Air Force and the Marines over to Japan, and then send the Army over to Germany and just be like, go figure it out, and just let them all screw around and kind of like mess up. I mean, the Army just kept screwing up along the whole way, but being like, it's working. Everything we do is a mistake and it works. And they were like, we don't know.
Oh god.
Because that was our big thing about D-Day, was we dropped most of our guys in the wrong places. Our airborne, but our airborne, like they dropped them in the wrong spots, but it ended up working really well because the Germans didn't expect all of our guys to come from behind on a lot of their hidden bunkers, because we just show up and be like, we weren't supposed to be this deep. We didn't even think we'd be here. And they were like, what the heck? They're killing us. And we were just like, oops, happens.
The American way.
Yep. And I mean, it turns out when you accidentally drop people deep in enemy lines, they fight real hard.
That fight or flight instinct kicks in way more than normal.
Yeah. You could have actually the ruthless fighting force of the world if you just put them in the worst position to start.
Oh shit.
It's not. There's worse plans. No.
Speaking of,
which is mainly what America, or what FlyQuest is pretty much in right now. It's the same thing. We're just good luck.
Look, I honestly, I kind of wish that they could have some warm up time and play-ins, like get their feet wet, especially given how they fucking fell face first last time. Oh god, he's a Knowles fan. Fuck, Jesus Christ. Quick pivot, and we'll get back to FlyQuest. We have an intern on the team next to me in Disney, and it's not normal to have interns from the South coming up here. Normally they just go down to the parks, but he's in college down there, and we're doing our introductions, and again it's mostly women in the spot where I work, and their leader Catherine is like introducing him to everybody else around us, and all the girls are making pleasantries like, oh, are you enjoying New York, all this, etc., stuff like this, like, the normal small talk. I was like, hey, well, how's it going, man? Pleasure to meet you. Where are you going to college? He's like Georgia. I said, fuck you, have a nice day, and I went and sat down. And everybody just looks at me shocked. They're like, what did you say to him?
Yep.
And he's like, what school? And I said, I didn't go there, but Florida. And he said, oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. We kicked your ass, right? And I was like, yeah, well, again, give Lagway time. Okay. We're on the way up. Also, how'd your basketball team do? Yeah, screw off. We're national champs more recently than you.
Yeah.
And every girl's like, is this just normal for guys? And I was like, yep, this is normal. And he's like, and we started talking about college football and basketball for a bit. And it's like,
I mean, that is as deep as it gets.
Yep.
For guys hating each other. Is that right there?
Yep. It was great. And so I was like, and to Alex's point, chat, someone was like, you weren't worried about HR? I was like, no. He's a Bulldog fan. I was not worried about the repercussions of us bantering about college football at all. And I could read his vibe from the
you
jump.
were lucky he didn't bark.
Yeah. I was worried he was going to do some dumb shit. And I was about to say, I was like, watch it, kid. Watch it.
Yep.
Know whose territory you're in. I've claimed as one of the 3 men in a department of like 40 women besides that. I fucking claim this territory because none of the other guys give a shit about college football. So you better be ready. All right? Because this is my land. One of us was wearing Gator colors every day that they were playing in the NCAA championship. Okay? Everybody else is in there. Oh, my bracket looks nice. Like, no. I was fucking dedicated. You ain't no shit.
The Army now is using a tuition assistance that you can just go wherever you want for school. And Sam was mad at me because I was looking through if the price could match what UGA or UNC had for the associates I needed to finish just so I could get an associates from one of them and chuck it on my wall. But I was gonna go to like one of the ones like they do like this university at this place,
Yeah,
but it just
it's
says
the branch
a
campus.
university.
Yeah.
Yep, that's my plan is to do one of them online, but just get the degree that says it and slap it in.
The thing is, you can't do that with UNC, okay? Because I know all the branch campuses of UNC, courtesy of going to school in North Carolina.
Oh,
they
no.
all have different logos. They all have everything separate, entirely different. It's like UNC
This
Wilmington, UNC Greensboro, UNC Pembroke, all of them. They're all different. Georgia, you might be able to get away with because like Penn State, Penn State did it where you were feeding into like the main program. Like they weren't competing. Like they still had like sports at like D3 levels at the individual schools sometimes, but for the most part, it was like no, like you were still a Nittany Lion, but like you were not the same Nittany Lion, but you fed into the system. UNC, everybody is different. All the schools are different because some of them actually competed at D1 level. You'll see multiple UNC schools at the NCAA championship for basketball.
Yeah, UNC Wilmington, Charlotte,
Greensboro, Charlotte, all of them have made it. I think Pembroke made it once, if I'm not mistaken.
No, that's my plan, Lunar, is IUPUI, baby. Indiana University, Purdue University of Indianapolis. That gives you IU or Purdue degree. It doesn't give you an IUPUI degree. Because the only reason that's like one of our favorite family jokes is because my uncle worked for Rolls-Royce, and when he was working there, his engineering degree, like mechanical engineering degree, was from Purdue University. And that's what got him into Rolls-Royce. But he went to IUPUI and just never told them, and they never cared to ask. They were just like, Purdue grad? And he went, yep. Just went through it all.
To Khan's point, also the thing that Penn State does that I don't think most other state schools do, they expect you by the time you hit your junior year to transfer out to main campus. So you do your first 2 years at branch campuses, and then you finish at main campus, which they can handle because obviously a lot of college kids drop out after freshman, sophomore year. So you can fill in those gaps by taking people from branch campuses and putting them on the main campus.
Well, the idea died anyways because neither of them like do really anything associates wise. They don't
even have like online associates.
Well, they tell you like you can go here to do it, and it's like another school, like a feeder school for them or something. So I was like, I don't want a degree from a feeder school because that ruins the joke. I'll just do that at home.
You can go
or whatever.
Phoenix University.
Yeah, Phoenix University.
Was it?
The one I have to do.
What was it? Larry Fitzgerald?
That was yes, it was Larry Fitzgerald. There's like one of them is a school right next to the army place that's called or the army. What is it? Fort. It's called Cochise College. Gives you way too many credits for doing a lot of hard work, and it gives you associates pretty much off the bat. They give you 50 credit hours for your army stuff for $50. All you gotta do is the gen eds, and you get a degree in like some BS. What was it called? UAS studies or something.
Interesting.
I shouldn't say BS, because it is a good thing for good people to be great and do cool things. But I need to look deeper into UNC in Georgia, because you seem to give me hope that I'm just not looking well or hard enough.
Somebody asked about the degrees on the wall, so I'll show them real quick. That is where? Why can't I point? That is Emily's bachelor's degree. This is Emily's integrated conservatory program. It's like a certificate of completion for the American Musical and Dramatic Academy. This is my bachelor's degree in accounting. This is my master's degree in accounting, Methodist University and NYU. So wow. We have our wall of degrees over there that I keep in my office. And I have a doctorate in NA-hopium.
Here, let me grab this.
Lunar says.
This is the puzzle I've completed most recently. So I figured I would just show that off. Don't have a degree, so
no, but you got that little thing if you can find the jacket for it. Which arguably speaks to the level of intelligence that you're showing off a puzzle. But like,
Yeah.
and you can complete it with no
Sorry, my
PTSD.
dog.
That's great.
But I have what jacket you were saying?
Oh, is he getting it?
Oh, my bad. What were you saying?
Or I thought you were going to get the dog. I thought you were going to get your army jacket.
I was going to get the dog.
I thought you were going to get your army jacket.
Oh. One of these bad boys? These? Or like the nice ones?
I don't. Whatever.
I don't
uniform
even
you
know where
fucking
my
wear.
nice one is. To be honest.
Whatever uniform
I
you
couldn't
wear.
tell you. Yeah, it's just this bad boy. It doesn't. I mean, these are pretty easy to get. You'd be shocked.
Oh no, I
They
know.
literally
We have
beg you to show up.
We have an army surplus, or not like an army surplus. We have an army like stitching and lettering thing, right by, or well, right near where we were at in Hell's Kitchen, because whenever all the Navy would come in for Fleet Week,
Yeah.
if they ever fucked anything up, they needed some way that they can go fix their shit in. So,
Don't go to that. I can get you a bunch of those for free.
oh no, I'm not. Dude, I'm not buying it. What do I need military shit for?
No, I was
I need a
saying I
camo
could
for a
get you-
fucking rooftop party out in Brooklyn. I bought a $5 Amazon like lightweight fucking hunting hoodie. That's all I need. That's the only time I would ever need camo. And they were giving out free weed at the party, so like that's it.
Sign the dotted line. I can get you a ton of them for free.
They're gonna forgive all my student debt if I do that.
I can promise you they will, and then don't. No.
Oh god.
If you would like that. But, Slime, I'm still in. I'm National Guard. I'm not cool. Don't get your hopes up. I'm not going
Well,
anywhere
you're
fancy.
relevant in the news, is how I would say.
True.
You're very relevant in the news.
Yeah. But
We ain't going
I
there.
love that stuff because my wife has my actual one. She gets so mad because I have all of my, like, they give you, like, certificates or whatever that you could plaque up, you know? And she has her bachelor's plaqued up somewhere because she's cool and smart and fancy. And she's like, give me your army ones. We'll put them next to them. And I was like, Sam, do you realize the nasty things I can't say on this podcast that I'd be called if I hung that up on my wall? What my friends would do to me? I was like, that's never getting out of the box. That is in ever.
The only thing that you ever hang on a wall when it comes to the military is your folded U.S. flag in the case of
True.
something happening. That is the only thing that I've
Yeah.
ever I've got family in both the Marine Corps, in the Army. I don't think I have anybody in the Air Force, and then I have National Guard as well. My
Mhm.
brother-in-law's in the old guard, and the only thing that I've ever seen was the folded flag.
Yeah. It'd be that, or if you got a retirement gift.
Yep.
Like, sometimes they'll give you something to hang up, sometimes they'll give you something for the desk, and that's pretty much it. Because you're right, everything else would be tough.
Speaking of that, I do
You'd
need that.
get-
I do need to text my brother-in-law because he had to march in the parade. So I need to ask
Oh,
him
he
about-
did?
Mhm.
Like in the big Army
anytime-
birthday one?
Yeah,
my God.
anytime something happens with the president,
That's
he's
cool.
there. Like the inaugurations, he's there for all.
Oh
of them.
yeah, I forgot he does all that fancy stuff,
Mhm.
doesn't he? Because he does the
He's
the
he's
tomb.
been dapped up by every living president.
Wow.
Yeah, they got that
That's
because
neat.
they like come in and they chill in separate rooms. I don't know how much of these stories I'm allowed to share, so I'm not gonna say much.
Yeah.
But I would just say like whenever the presidents and like former presidents like walk up during the inauguration, they walk up steps and then like walk down for like the speech. He's one of the soldiers lining the stairwells.
Wow.
And then he's typically carrying the flag or one of the flags whenever they're doing that. And prior to that, they put him in like a room and like everybody's like hanging out before things and before like the formal processions and stuff happen. And he's just said he gets the chance to just sit there and talk to presidents, just shoot the shit with them.
That's so cool.
Said George Bush is his favorite by a wide margin because he just like he's the most down to earth in terms of conversations with them. Like just it flows
Yeah.
natural. He said Obama's chill as well, but you can always tell there's this little bit of like he's got to be a little bit more careful with shit. So he's not able to be as open and free. And I actually
Yeah.
know it was a weird coincidence for them to be in the same room. Uh, Friends of the brother of one of our neighbors is Secret Service for W. Bush. He was
Hmm.
with him when he was president, and they offered him when he retired to leave the official, leave government Secret Service and go private because they do for president or for past presidents. I believe they do
Yep.
you have your own private group that goes with you. The Bushes formally asked him to be their family detail, so they were all in the same room together. I don't think they talked or anything; like they wouldn't know each other, but it was like a really cool Easter egg
Yeah.
moment.
That is really neat. Small fun fact.
Yeah. So
Wow.
I think we're like
It's a small world, dude.
we're like the only league podcast that can talk about the military in that capacity. Everyone else is like, fuck military sponsors, and we're like, so what about your own?
Yeah. Yeah. For real. Like,
Speaking of
oh man.
sponsors,
Sometimes, yeah.
oh no, go ahead.
What were you about to say?
No,
No, I just
was
meant
gonna say,
sometimes when I'm watching esports stuff, because esports is not the most catering to the military crowd simply because of what would it be, 3-0? Like, did you sweep them then? Did you win?
Green Wall sweep 3-0.
Wow. But it's
Crushed
more
them.
of because I think the Korean like stigma that comes from it because the Korean people don't get to choose to be in. That's not
Yeah.
as fun, you know? And US you at least get to choose. Like, so it can be a little weird in esports, but it's still fun. And I would say like 90% of esports people are chill about the military or just don't talk about it at all. And I don't blame them. It is a lot. But I did
I
just
needed to
get
tweet it.
invited to a esports army or esports army event, a tournament.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't even read the email. I probably should have. But I was like, I don't see myself going because I don't think they'll let me. But I kind of wanted to. I was like, why not? See how far you could go for fun. Just be
That'd be
bored.
interesting. Speaking of sponsors, though, uh, did you see that they're opening up a doorway for people to actually make money in esports? Apparently,
No.
they're allowing gambling
Oh,
sponsors.
yes, I did.
I was gonna say, there's
I
no way
did
you
see
didn't see
this.
that
My
shit.
bad. I posted the tweet.
Yep. Thoughts?
I don't think it's bad. I think the way they did it was weird.
Really?
Allowing it not on broadcast, but in other capacities, I find strange.
I like it. I personally don't want to be beat over the fucking head with sponsoring or with fucking betting sponsors mid-series, mid-broadcast. If co-streamers want to take it, take your betting sponsor, do whatever you
Can
want to do.
teams put it on a jersey?
No, it's not allowed on a jersey.
Yeah, so that's why I think it's weird.
It's not weird because it forces you to fucking do content. If you want to push your gambling stream, guess
Yeah.
what? They can still tweet about it. You can do match reviews where you can put the logos and shit like for your people on it afterwards. Like co-streams now become incredibly important because you can have a co-stream that is sponsored by a betting product that you can have on your stream but not the official stream. Like there's so many things that you can do with this to make money if you know how to do it. But like, do I have faith that like fucking Dig is just gonna be out here like every single tweet? This tweet brought to you by FanDuel. We
Yeah.
lost, but we could have made $20 had we bet on Dignitas, and we won,
Yeah.
but we didn't. So, yeah, like, oh, dude, do I trust people to do it right? No, but I like the idea that like you can get betting sponsors, but you have to put in the actual fucking work to make money from them. Because you're not just going to get the easy route, which is, hey, it's on our broadcast, it's on our jersey, whatever that might be. I like that.
Yeah, just part of me feels like that is so difficult for maybe it's not, but it feels like it's really difficult to get a good amount of money out of it if you can't put it on broadcast.
I mean,
I feel like that makes it really difficult.
I agree, but like, I don't know about
Lunar
you.
had a funny idea. Oh
What?
my gosh. Lunar, you would burn this place to the ground with that idea. But that's a great idea. Imagine road shows. Imagine what gets road shows and regionalism in NA is the different casinos hosting in their hotels.
I'm fine with that. Fuck.
Wow.
Take me to Hershey, Pennsylvania, at Penn National Casino. I'll watch a fucking
Wow.
horse race and a League of Legends match at the same
Yeah.
goddamn time. And you know what?
Most of them have good venues for it
I'll
too.
get every 60-year-old fucking white man farmer out there to come watch these kids play video games that they can bet on it. And I'll be giving them tips the entire time. I'll talk them into it easily. Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. If that's what allows us to get more road shows by sponsoring with casinos and we host it in casinos, fuck man, give me an Atlantic City event. Oh, give me Atlantic City. I would have so much fun. You have no idea.
How would that function though? It can't be on broadcast.
I mean, you don't have to advertise broadcast the casino. I mean, even though I think that's
And we're live with the LTA North Finals from Redacted Arena. Thank you all for showing up. Like, what do? And then every time you pan, you can't show anything that is where you're at. You can't even say, hope the players slept well in their redacted hotel room. Like, you can't do anything. So how does it work?
I don't know.
Like,
I don't know.
these are all awesome ideas. Imagine the amount of like you would actually get older people to really think it's normal. Because they'd be like, screw it. Like those, I mean, probably not the greatest people to think it's normal, but they'd be people who think esports is normal now, but they would just be like, screw it. It's something to throw money on. Let's see what's going on. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it does stink though, in the sense a casino isn't really a place you would want esports, or I would want esports to be that synonymous with, because it's just a place of vices.
I will say, I've seen the Chainsmokers perform at a few places down in Atlantic City, and they have some really good concert venues that would do like really like inside concert venues inside the casinos that would do really really well for like hosting events. So like it's not like it's in the casino, but it's not like, you know, you're not surrounded by slot machines. You're in your own separate area with concessions, with all that, like its own little like theater area. So I'm just saying, I'm fine with it, but also, Warden, do you know? I'm curious. This is a trivia question for you because I saw him message in chat. Warden Grail, do you know who that is in League?
No.
Pretty sure it's Thresh. No. Because in the book in Ruin Nation, isn't Warden Grail? Doesn't that become Thresh?
Oh,
I might be way out of my out of my league on trivia.
Maybe. I don't know. He knows it is Thresh.
Money,
okay,
money.
You cook.
All right, that's cook. That's a great name, by the way. That is a fantastic Twitch name. All right, because that is like a deep cut that like not many people will know, but like I appreciate the shit out of that.
I feel like a kids game stream being hosted by a casino is getting fisted by Congress. Probably not.
Probably not. No, if they're not
You,
stopping
my
the
friend,
$210,
have not heard of lobbyists. The great American pastime. That with enough money, anything is possible if you have a dream.
I actually know a lobbyist that I was talking to at my mom's 60th birthday. Really, really interesting character.
Yeah, I know a lobbyist. That's my dad's friend. They are interesting people.
Yep.
I'll give you that.
Very apolitical, which is always funny.
Yep.
Like they don't pick a side. They pick an issue with money. Like it's weird. Like it's such a weird either way. But
now they're incredible speakers.
That they are.
from my experience. He was insane. Like the dude really makes you feel comfortable. It's kind of wild. I'm jumping back to Bean's part real quick. That is funny. What doesn't really make sense is some of the money goes back to Riot to give to tier 2. So none of it can officially be within Riot's realm. But if you get a sponsorship from gambling, you have to allegedly give it some of it to Riot. Is that the understanding?
That was weird because it's like, is the money passing through Riot if you sign a sponsorship? I mean, I know they have to get
That's
approval,
what I'm
but like,
not getting. Yeah.
I don't know. There's something a little off about that I'm not entirely sure. I like the idea that like if you're gonna take gambling sponsors, the money should go to tier 2, but I don't know. Maybe this is just me. Maybe I'm being selfish on this. If you're just gonna limit it to tier 1 and you're already placing the restrictions that you are on this, not saying that tier 2 doesn't deserve money, but like you're already limiting the pool pretty heavily, and then you do that, like it's going to be tough. Obviously, some money is better than no money. I'm not saying that portion of it, but like if you're truly sitting in here and you're like, oh, we want to improve the tier 2 space, like at that point just embrace the gambling side of things and like just fucking open the floodgates so money can come in and you can actually fund your tier 2 scene.
Yeah.
But
no,
they can't because
I
of
agree
China
with
and
that.
Korea. Like I get it. Like they
Yeah.
cannot because of those two regions. Like international events have to stay clean for that reason.
And I'll give Riot, it was good. They at least are like mentioning that it is a huge vice sponsorship. Like this can be something that really does mess up people's lives. Like it's something I always thought was weird when they were going through the Bud Light
Yep.
phase. Like they never really mentioned that like they just be like drink responsibly, like everybody says, but they never really wrote anything about it or like talked about how yeah, this is a thing we're willing to do, but this is something that does affect people's lives negatively and has impacts and things. But at least they're doing it with gambling. Like that is nice.
Yeah.
I mean I don't know. I think it does suck because this is like literally the definition of a deal with the devil, pretty much.
Kinda.
Like casinos and gambling being our future is, and us having to look at them and be like, save us from financial ruin is very sad. Like, kind of. Unless you're Sentinels and you just say, we're fine because we want to be.
Dude, that's I hate it because it's like I make that tweet of like, how the fuck are they gonna get the profitability in 1 year? It's like that's how they get the
Yeah.
profitability in 1 year. But it's like, do I have faith that they get $6 million worth of value out of these deals to turn yourself around? Fuck no. No.
Yep.
Absolutely not. There's no chance that anybody is signing a $6 million deal for a sponsor in esports other than T1 and only T1.
Yep.
Like, fuck out of here. How they're getting the profitability in 2 years is beyond me. That's absurd.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I don't know. Oh, I don't know. Gambling is just such an interesting idea. Them bringing it into League. Feels like League is also in an okay place to have this conversation because I would definitely say the esports side of the NA fans are older.
Oh,
I don't
our
think
our
we're very
demographic
young.
absolutely is fitting for gambling sponsors.
Yeah. I don't honestly see many League fans gambling though on League.
No, not yet. But here's my question to you.
Maybe when it's standard though.
If somebody came up to me and was like, "Hey, we want to sponsor the podcast, gambling sponsor," how would you feel about that?
When I care in the slightest, a bag is bag. As long as it's not like
I mean, you obviously get a cut of it, to be fair.
killing somebody. Yeah, no, I just mean as long as nobody's dying. Like, I mean, I would think about it more, or I would be like, if it was like, EWC partnership things.
No, that
I'd be like,
Look,
but
I'm
if
gonna
it's
watch
like
EWC,
gambling,
I ain't gonna partner with EWC, but like,
yeah, that would be one
That's-
where I'd be more like, I'd start to go, but gambling is like alcohol. or any of those sponsors like a THC product, vaping, whatever.
Oh,
You
dude,
do
if you
have
think
to
that I wouldn't take a
choose to do it.
the rendezvous next year, or like the rendezvous final run in summer, brought to you by Malibu Rum,
Yes.
getting me through the hard times.
Yes.
It's just a journey to becoming a full-fledged alcoholic. Like,
Yep. Yep.
oh god,
Like that stuff is like, well, I guess right now with the way things went with Mango, that's bad timing.
yeah,
But
bad timing.
those jokes
Period.
I think aren't as bad.
No,
But I really don't think they are. I think it's more like, yeah, I wouldn't be as happy about it if it was
EWC, yeah,
EWC stuff. I'd feel more awkward. I think because gambling is more regulated as well.
yeah. And also, like, on speaking on the mango thing, I know I made a joke about it. I don't want people thinking like, oh, like alcoholism is not something to joke around. Like, obviously, fucking that whole situation's fucked. Like the fact that Ludwig should really get in more trouble than he's in right now for
Yeah.
not shutting that shit down, for like actively boasting like him like breaking his beer count and like
Yeah.
I look, all I saw in that clip was a dude that went to ASU reliving his ASU days.
Yep.
That's everything that I saw there, because it's like that's what Arizona State University quite literally is.
Yep.
But you had somebody that needed somebody around him to say stop and push things further, or like to stop that and shut that shit down, and nobody did. And
Yep.
that's a problem. Like, you can drink responsibly. You can have events where people get drunk. Like, that's normal. Like alcohol, when you are of age, you are allowed to enjoy. Having everything on camera is a little bit iffy. I like the reason why we didn't have the podcast last night is because I was tipsy. I don't feel comfortable being on camera whenever I'm tipsy. Like, it's just not something that I think you should be doing. But like, that doesn't, like, one bad apple shouldn't mean that like everybody in the gaming space now vilifies alcohol. It's like, no, the one person that needed help didn't get help, and that's the real problem there.
Yeah. And it's awkward as a fan of like Shopify because you're like, oh man, that's our guy kind of right there doing some pretty suspect stuff. But at the end of the day, I do agree with you. Like, you can't just completely dump on everything just because of that. Like, you can't just be like, okay, we're never gonna drink ever again because uh, you and me have spent our whole life around alcohol or drinking and not done that. And I've been around, like, and you have too, in the college space, and especially in that North Carolina area, people get a little wild. But uh, I would say the military too, like, you see tons of people drinking and they don't do that dumb of stuff like really ever. So it's like, okay, I mean, you kind of do have to be able to handle yourself and know what you're
Yep.
doing. And it's the same with what is it, gambling, which is why I don't feel as bad as what is it, like sitting there and taking those as a sponsor.
Yeah.
Like, if Riot takes them as a sponsor and they write out a well thought out thing like that, and we're like taking something like that as a sponsor, where you are on your main, because let's be real, like your TikTok would be worth more than anything. That's what they
I
would
mean, if I used
sponsor.
to be sponsored by Prize Picks for like 6
Yeah, I was
months,
gonna say
had like one
like
sign up.
that. Really?
Yeah, I had like one sign up the entire time. But like
Well,
that was
Prize
pre
Picks at the
beforehand,
time
and
was also
also
pretty niche.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was very niche at the time. But also on top of
Yeah.
that, it was like TikTok is very strict against gambling, and like
Oh,
they
okay.
wanted me to promote gambling on there, and it's like I can't do that. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
trying to lose my creator fund stuff. Like, TikTok is strict about it. I can tweet out about it, but I didn't have a Twitter following back then. Didn't really have
Mhm.
there's nowhere else I could pitch it. I can't really do anything on YouTube at the time because I had like 100 followers. It's like, so the one thing that like you want me to advertise with, I literally can't. So,
Yep.
but Louise noted in chat
No,
about
that stuff
Asia
does
having
make you
issues
way
with match
hungrier.
fixing. That's why gambling is not allowed in Asia right now. It's a Europe and North America thing. And match fixing is also a lot easier to deal with when you're actively talking about gambling because it's allowed than it is trying to when it's at the status of like, oh, we we're just not going to allow this thing and not talk about it. It's like, okay, well, now that
Mhm.
we're talking about it, you can put explicit rules of like, hey, you're allowed to bet, you're not allowed to bet on your own team. Not
Yep.
like, and you can be way harsher on match fixing and call it out more bluntly because now you know the money's there.
Yep.
So
No, that's very true.
yep. Is there any other major topic that I'm forgetting about or not thinking about? We kind of jumped
For
around
league,
MSI, but like I don't think there's much to say for play-ins at the moment beyond like BLG, possibly G2 taking it all.
I think it's what you just said. There's not a ton to talk about for plans because I was about to literally just repeat what you said. I don't know. There's nothing.
No, it's
There's
not.
nothing you can say. There's no way I think either of those teams really does much.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
don't know. You know what I did
I
find
don't
funny?
think what.
I've been dealing with a lot of European and some Asian fans being really, really mad about the time that they have to watch MSI at this year.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
They're not happy. They're like, what is this shit time zone for a region that nobody fucking cares about League of Legends in? Your league's dying, all this shit. I was like, 80% of international events over a 4-year
Mm.
stretch are in a time zone beneficial for you. Shut the
Yep.
fuck up. I do not care about your opinion or what you have to say. Shut
For
up.
real.
Like, let us enjoy it. We get 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. series. When there's only one series, it's on at 8 p.m. That's fucking fantastic. Oh, it's so nice.
No, yeah. I I don't get why anybody would be mad that we finally get one good one. I mean, the 3 p.m. start, I'm really hoping I can get back home in time. I'm hoping this event tomorrow
I mean, I'm
ends
working from
early.
home. So the thing for me is
Oh, that's nice for you.
tomorrow I'm going to be actually missing the potential. Well, depending on how long the series go. I'm expecting tomorrow to be 2 sets of blowouts and be done before I go out. But I am going out to, let me make sure I read this right. Just because if I say it wrong, it could be a little bit interesting. The party I'm going to tomorrow is called Pussy Control. It's a pride party downtown.
Okay.
But it's a bunch of good DJs that are going to be there. But it's going to be a great party at Levain, which is like one of the really nice spots in the city that like Madonna has hosted parties at, and is like a very LGBTQ positive or like progressive space with like one of the most insane views of New York City that you'll ever see in your life. But that's gonna be
Well,
fun.
that sounds
So
fun at least.
that'll be at 10:30. So I need that first series to be a 3-0 or one of them to be a 3-0 so that the other one can enjoy. The first series can also be a 5-game banger and G2 gets upset. But then I need BLG to win 3-0 very quick because I don't want to have to put out a recap. Like I'm going to have to do the video tomorrow recapping the day's games immediately after they're done from the club.
Yep.
So I'm going to be on the rooftop being like, hey, 2 drinks in. I have a no drinking that much on camera rule. I'm only going to allow myself to take 1 drink prior to filming that TikTok. And then after that TikTok gets slaughtered. Like that's the plan. But I have to wait until that series is done. So there's also a fun story about this club that I will tell you about off stream.
Okay.
That I cannot say on stream. I don't know. Anything else?
It's 626 day.
Yeah,
Stitch
I
day.
won Husband of the Year award. I don't know if are you on Instagram? You aren't on Instagram, right?
No.
let me show you what I got Emily at the Disney store today. God bless Disney employee discounts, by the way.
Hmm.
First is this mug that
That's
has
cool.
Stitch Stitch drawings on it.
Yep.
Then the second, put that on the ground, is she's a big hoodie fan, so it's got like the Stitch on the
Nice.
back
I like
for
that a
each
lot.
side, and then like the yeah. So that was her 626 day gift because she's obviously a big Stitch fan, and for those that have ever paid attention on this podcast, you know Stitch is
Yep.
always just hanging out there in the background. So
Yep.
he's always here. But
Any plans for holidays? Yes. I'm going to Iowa, see my wife's family.
ooh, there you go.
Yep.
That's fun. Emily and
Gonna
I are
go
just going to the
stand in
beach.
cornfields in a different place. Well, lucky you. Going to the beach. I just went to the beach actually. I
I
can't
was
even
gonna
be a
say
hater.
you were up in Michigan. Don't complain.
I mean, I guess it's not technically the beach, but I ain't gonna
It
lie.
is.
I'd never been to Lake Michigan like that, like to vacation on a Lake Michigan beach, and it genuinely just felt like being at the ocean.
Yeah.
Like it was the same exact vibe, except the wind is a lot more.
Yeah.
I'll say that. A lot more wind, but I liked it. It was like nice, just lake breeze hitting you, like getting to go look at where the river meets the lake and the change in watercolor and just how much prettier the water is at the lake than the river was awesome. There was so much that was cool.
How
It was
deep is
honestly really
okay?
nice.
This is gonna be a question that's gonna freak me out. How deep is the lake?
I think I looked it up. Like its max point is like 990 something feet or
Yeah.
980 something.
Yeah.
Super crazy deep.
Ah.
The last day we were there, it was getting super windy. Like the winds were kind of crazy, and they had to like get everybody out of the water because the like waves were getting too big,
Yeah.
and the boats all had to come in. Like the Coast Guard went out there. We just saw this Coast Guard boat go by, and he's just like blaring on a horn to fishermen and like people chilling to get back in if their boat wasn't big enough. And there were people like panic driving back, and you could tell they thought they were good and then realized they weren't at all, and their boats just go whoa. And it was like, good luck to you, not my problem. I was like,
I'll be honest with you. Like even as a swimmer,
922, my bad.
I don't fuck with
Thank you.
water like that. I look. I don't fuck with anything that I can't see the bottom of. Put it that way. All right.
Yeah,
I can do high heights.
I don't either.
Don't bother me. I can see the ground. I can see where I'm gonna die. That's fine.
Yeah,
Like ocean, knowing how deep that shit is, nah, that terrifies me.
yep.
Fucking terrifies me. My least favorite drive in the world is the Chesapeake Bay Bridge.
Really?
Dude, I get terrified. I don't get terrified
Dang.
driving over bridges, like tall bridges over fucking like rivers.
Yeah.
That doesn't bother me. Guess what? I can swim like 2 feet, whatever, over there. Like that's fine. And like I know the water there's like not that deep. It's like, oh, thinking about it, it's like it's deep.
Yeah.
Not that bad, but like the ocean and bays that are like that. Oh,
Scares
dude.
you?
Dude,
I mean, I
can't.
hate water too. I couldn't even do Lake Tahoe, which is like a crystal clear water lake in Nevada. My wife took me to that her friend was there. Beautiful water. I just like freak out. I don't know what it is. My body shuts down in water. Like they took me paddleboarding, and I just got to a certain depth of it where I just looked at them and went, I can't go any farther. And they were like, come on, it's not that scary. And like I kept going and I just started shaking, and they were like, why are you this afraid? Like you don't care about anything else in the world. And I was like, I don't know, this just gets me. Like something about water. I just assume at all times there's something in there big enough to kill me.
For me,
I don't know
it's
what
not,
it is. My brain just decides.
I don't even mind that, weirdly enough. Like, I know there are sharks in there that can fucking kill me. Like, and I know there are fish that can kill me. Like, that doesn't scare me. It literally is just the thought of like actually processing in your head how far deep down that is.
Yeah.
That fucking terrifies me. Like those videos that like show, like, oh, the worst one that I've ever fucking watched that gave me the heebie-jeebies. When we were out in San Diego, California, in La Jolla, and we were golfing at Torrey Pines, you could like, you were up on top of the hill, and like it's a great view. You're looking over, like you're heading down into some of the gullies, like it's great. But you can see about 300 yards out, the water's like, for the most part, like clear, like lighter color.
Yeah.
And then it gets dark. Really, really dark. And you know why? Because you go out and it's shallow, and then it drops off. Like it like just drops off a fucking cliff. And the thought of that fucking kills me. I don't know why. Like I had to stop looking at it. I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
this is beautiful. I'm gonna look that way." Like,
I gotta Google it. This will freak you out.
oh no.
Deepest lake. What is it? Lake Baikal in Serbia, Russia. Siberia, Russia. It's 5,387 feet deep.
No. No, absolutely
That's
not.
what it was I was thinking of.
No. Dude, I can't. I will jump out of planes. I will go into space. I'm fine with space. I can't see what's fun. You know, I can see the stars. Like, oh, we can get there. Maybe, like we can get there. World's deepest trench, Mariana Trench, right?
Yeah. Caspian Sea. They said that's the biggest lake in the world, but it's saltwater, I guess, or something.
Yeah.
But it's 3,000 or 3,300 feet deep, pretty much. Crazy, bro. Dude, water is nuts.
I hate it.
Also,
I
like,
fucking hate it.
I know Lake Michigan and Lake Superior aren't that big when you compare them to like those lakes way over yonder, you know? Places that don't matter and don't have freedom, whatever. But they, like there were psychos back in the day who like looked at Lake Michigan and Superior and just went, I could take a boat across it. I really think I could. And like I just want to know why. Like let alone the people who crossed, you know, the ocean and all that and were crazy enough to do it for settling and all that. Well, I don't whatever you want to call it. They did.
That's touchy
Whatever you want to call it.
territory
But
there.
the people who crossed those, but like looking at those lakes and then like doubling down, like everything's good. At this point, through whatever means you want to say, we have the land and they live here. They have no reason to be crossing these lakes anymore. There's no point other than they just feel like it's faster than walking around it or taking a train. And they're like, I gotta do it. I have to do it. It's so insane.
Yeah. Well, on a positive note, it's Love Island time for me. So
Fair. That sounds fun.
I'm excited for that. I'm excited for MSI tomorrow. Cannot wait. I'm a little
Congrats
scared.
on your OpTic win.
Thank you. 3-0 to start off champs. We'd love to see it.
Yep.
Let's get a dub tomorrow. And hopefully more people show up to the venue because it was not pretty today at all.
I'm sorry.
It was not. Give me
That
champs
sucks.
back in Texas and let OpTic host it every year if that's going to be the turnout. Because the crowd last year was nuts. The crowd this year, while they're exciting, there's not enough of them.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.